my father was very proud when he got to know that I've come for the Google Big Ten, because he thought there's a lot of intelligent people here, what am I doing? So going by the interesting word which Honorable Mr. Minister said, the sex appeal ratio. So going by the internet sex appeal ratio, I think my industry which I represent is doing rocking. It's a lot of sex appeal in my industry. Internet is used brilliantly for what we do. I have last month recorded an entire symphony which I in Bulgaria online. I wrote the parts, sent it there through mail. The arranger there in Bulgaria read those parts, conducted it. I saw that thing through Skype, and I got the files back on MP3. I think that's a great use of technology. Also, another interesting development is now, thanks to internet, I think you can get to know which tune has been stolen from where, which is very interesting. And also, thanks to internet, we get to know. We think that a lot of tunes nobody will hear, so we pick them and use in part of our Bollywood scores. So it's an interesting cat and mouse game happening in thanks to internet. But my topic is internet and music, and I think the music is not just Bollywood music. I'm in a very strange situation. I represent the Bollywood music, but I also feel that that is not the only form of music. And I want to tell a very interesting story, a small story, which will, I think, best exemplify what I'm talking about. There is a small village, the small island in Assam called Majuli. Majuli is an island in the Brahmaputra River. It's an interesting island because it's a Vaishnavite island. People pray Vishnu. The usual form of music there is kirtans, which is very interesting because usually we think kirtan is only in temples and all that, but because there is no other communication from outside in this island, so even the cycle wala sings kirtans, even the chai wala sings kirtans, so it's a very interesting world of kirtans. And there is this very eminent khol player called Gosai Gaon. Gosai Gaon was probably one of the prodigies of khol playing in the 1960s. When I went to visit Majuli, I went there primarily to record rare kind of bird species which comes migratory. And I just happened to chance upon Gosai Gaon. I couldn't believe he was there, living in that place. He had given up music. He had given up music because he said, "Bhai, koi sunne ke liye nahi hai. Nobody's there to listen to me." And I stayed in that place for 2-3 days. And his son, who used to learn khol also, now has a travel agency. So he does railway tickets and things like that. I called up a friend of mine in Bangalore saying, "You know what? I met Gosai Gaon. Can you believe it? And he plays the mridangam." He said, "Oh my God, can I see him? Can you send a photograph?" So I was carrying my laptop and I just happened to have Skype. So I said, let's Skype today evening, 6 o'clock. So in this village, in this island, Gosai Gaon, a relic, this laptop opens, the Skype comes on, my friend in Bangalore, and Gosai Gaon Gosai was completely stunned. What is happening? So my friend says, "Paila go Gosai Sahab," through internet, and Gosai Gaon two step backward. It was amazing. It was an interaction happening on internet. And they started chatting and all that. And Gosai kept on saying that, "How does he know about me? He likes my music, he's heard my instrument, it's amazing." Then one thing led to another. I said, "Gosai, why don't you play a little bit?" So old man took out his khol and played a little bit. It was a magical moment for me, for my friend. Next day, he requested Gosai, "If I come tomorrow 6 o'clock online, can you teach me some bowls?" Gosai said, yeah, I will teach you. And next day, in that room, there was my friend and 2 other friends. They had also got their mridangam. A small classroom started, without I knowing it. And this classroom started. Gosai said, 3 log mera music samajhte hain. 3 people understand my music. My friend in US heard about this. And you know what? Unbelievable thing happened. Within a month and a half, I had to leave from there. my friend in Bangalore, thanks to him, 150 students in India and America became Gosaigaon students. And this man who thought folk music and folk instruments is not heard anymore, primarily because of the barrage of Bollywood music which I represent, felt hope. He felt, wow, fantastic. And the amazing thing is, the travel agent son of his, who had given up the instrument saying nobody listens to it, now has dollars coming in. So, he's doing travel agency also, he's playing the instrument also from his father, because now he also wants to become a teacher. Third application, which is incredible, he has got a portable camera. He shows it around the house and you can see some amazing flamingos out there. And one of the students who was learning in US said, you know what, I'm a birder and this is amazing. Can we come next month, 3 of us, to be part of Majuli and see the birding session? So his travel agency also worked out. He was doing the tickets for them. Thanks to internet. I just feel that I've been hearing some of the talks since morning, and every important issue is a national policy. Billions of dollars and amazing things. My interest in folk music and the desire to preserve it is not a national policy. I don't think so it can be. But I feel if 20 people in this room believe that the folk music in this country needs to be protected and saved, automatically it will become a national policy. Because it's people who participate, they become part of the national policy. And I have a dream, and I must say this. I have a dream that Google will one day have a channel called Folk Music Channel, wherein I just believe that currently such a vast subject, it does not matter if my songs from Three Idiots will survive 2 more years or not. Who cares what was number 1 last month? But these are 400, 500, 600-year-old compositions. The instruments, you get to know about the instruments, you get to know about the lifestyle, you get to know about amazing things as to why is Nagaland suddenly people not playing instruments because they've all become drivers and cooks, because that is more pain than being a musician. We have no recorded history of what is happening, what is that legacy. There is nothing. If we don't have a consensus where we have this database of folk music, and it's a mammoth task. If tagging human beings is a mammoth task, you can understand how difficult it is to tag music. But if you can do that, only then you will see trends happening. Only then you will see how amazingly the Rajasthani music and the Baul music are so similar. I just feel that my passion, I'm going to continue composing for Bollywood, but I think my passion is in the fact that folk music needs to be protected, and internet definitely plays an amazing role out there to reach out as classrooms out there, so that those people feel there are people listening to them. We need a teacher, we need a pupil. Internet is my classroom. That's the end of my talk. Thank you.